Hello!
Welcome to our channel. So this is the second video of our series Around the World in 30 Days.
Spain version! Alright, today we're gonna deke it out to see who is the king or queen of Spanish cuisine.
This is the most exciting video that we're hoping to do because we both love Spanish food. It's quite exciting to try a homemade version. So each one of us has prepared one or more than one dish to showcase. Let's get started!
Alright, contestant number one, what have you got for us today?
So I have provided something very signature and it's also my favorite dish, which is paella. I have bought this paella pan on Amazon and I think it's 4 servings, so should be sufficient enough. You need to use the special pan because it can be put into the oven and then also it's thin enough to have like those golden crusts at the bottom. And in addition to that, I also got something very special, which is the saffron. I think we got it in the airport when we're coming back from Spain, but you can also get it from like the normal supermarkets. It's just a little pricey, small quantity, but it will be sufficient enough for our serving. And then as for the protein part, I'm thinking we can make a combination of shrimp and chicken. I have been marinating the chicken for a whole day with milk so that it will be tender enough. And in addition, I'm also thinking of putting some frozen peas, white mushroom for just like a combination. And for the broth, we're gonna have a little cheat day today. I'm gonna use the chicken bouillon in addition with some white wine that we have still left in the fridge. And I will top it off with some scallion to be the decoration. That's what I have prepared today, so hopefully it will be good. I need to be prepared in a professional way so that I don't get my hair in the pan. Okay, our little silly Trevor, what are you gonna make today?
So, I figured the heart of Spanish cuisine is tapas. It's sharing with people. So I have prepared not one, not two, but 2 dishes and a drink. Sangria.
Classic.
Absolutely. My tapas are going to be a chorizo in a honey and wine sauce, and my other dish is going to be patatas bravas.
Yeah, I love that.
It's gonna be so good.
What is this?
So good, so good. I gotta eat you. Bam, bam. All right, I'm gonna start it off by making the sangria because that needs some time to rest up in the fridge.
For my first dish, I'm going to be making sangria. So we've got our lemons, we've got oranges, we've got apples, we have blueberries from earlier in the season, and we have this triple berry mix. So that should add a nice berry blast to the sangria. For the sangria, we're gonna be using this wine. It's a lovely Rioja called Monte Real. And all of that will be going in our lovely container for sangria, which I don't know if you can see. Sangria container. All right, let's get started. All right, apples going in. Oranges going in. Lemon slices. Put the blueberries in already. Here's the rest. Orange juice in. Next, we're gonna go in with some rum. I'm choosing Plantation 3-Star, a very nice light rum. Gonna go in with about a shot of that. This just ups the proof of it and offsets all of the fruit juice that you're adding. And now in with the wine, but first, a glass for the chef.
Not me.
A glass for the chefs.
Okay, let me try. Pretty dry.
I think it's delicioso. With the wine. Next step, we need to get the sangria into the fridge.
So one thing, I find interesting is I used to think paella should always be with seafood, but it actually has a lot of combination, just like how we're making rice at home, like, you know, whatever you want to put in, it can always be a version of it. So I'm trying to be creative. I saw a run recipe online. I will link it down below, but then at the same time, I feel like I wasn't using the exact measure. A lot of thing is based on my experience, but I think it will taste good. Putting the chicken. This has all been marinated. Okay everyone, I think we can get started. I just washed it, so just let the water all evaporate, then we can start. So the process should be that we cook the chicken with onion and garlic, and after that we can sort of like have all the flavors simmering in, then put the rice, the saffron, tomato paste if possible, if you like something, you know, tomatoey, and then the stock. Start with the some olive oil, going in with the that's strong. After it gets simmered, we can put the chicken. Hello everyone, so I was able to bring the rice to simmer, and now we just need to sit there because the key is to not stir the paella during the process. So what I did after I sort of relatively cooked the chicken, I put in the tomato paste, the veggie that you want to put in. So I put the frozen bean and the mushroom, and then you can put in the rice as well as the stock to like stir everything, making sure everything is like evenly distributed. And then you bring the water to boil, and then just making sure that it's being sit there, and then you just watch. Currently our kitchen was smelling very nice, so I think it's been a good process so far, and we'll see how it goes. Reaching the midpoint, let's check in on our progress. So for me, I have bring the rice to simmer, and I want to make sure I follow the exact paella recipe, which is not to stir it. So after I have cooked the chicken, I just put in the veggie that we chose, which is like the frozen pea and mushroom. And then after I stirred that with the chicken, I put in the rice, the tomato paste, if you prefer something tomatoey, as well as the stock. Just making sure everything is like evenly distributed. Then you just wanting to simmer that for like 15 minutes, and then we will check on how it turned out. There will be some additional steps, but yeah, I will tell you guys later. Okay, so it's only been like 8 minutes, but I have seen that all the water has been absorbed, which means you always need to adjust the amount of water you put in. So I'm putting a little more water to make sure everything is being cooked, because you can see the rice on top was not actually being cooked. They are still look very raw. Putting in the stock, and then we'll see in a bit. Okay, so the rice is being cooked, and then another stove, I'm hoping to make the shrimp, which will be put on top of the paella. I'm thinking of making the shrimp with the butter and white wine. Just need to make sure. I'm gonna be generous today, so I'm making this much of the butter for our shrimp. That's the most soothing part for making food. It's like seeing the butter melting.
Oh yeah, definitely agree.
Okay, so I think the butter has melted. I plan to put in some shallot because I like the smell and taste of shallot, and I think it can bring out flavor for the shrimp. And lastly, I think we will put in the shrimp. And then you put the shrimp on top of the paella. Last but not least, you want to cover it with tin foil and then put in the oven for the last 5 minutes to make sure the things on the top has been cooked. And I have already preheated the oven to 350 degrees. Now we just want to put it in for the last steps.
5 minutes later.
Okay, moment of truth. Wow. Okay, let's see the results. Wow!
I know you can't smell it, but this smells amazing.
Great. Can't wait to try. Just waiting for you, potato.
Okay, I'm now preparing the patatas part of the patatas bravas. I'm going to be doing home-style patatas bravas, so I've cut them into small cubes. We'll be going in with our sauce later. We'll be shallow frying these with just a bit of oil, and then we'll be all done. For the sauce of patatas bravas, I'm going to need olive oil, some vinegar. I happen to have only apple cider vinegar, but it's gonna do the job. Also gonna hit it with some cornstarch, some smoked paprika, some red pepper flakes, and some garlic. I've just finished slicing and dicing my potatoes, my onions, and my garlic for both of my dishes. Next, I'm moving on to making the brava sauce, which will be using olive oil and some garlic to simmer away first.
So that's the red wine sauce for the potato?
There's actually only red wine vinegar in it, but we don't have any of that, so we have apple cider vinegar, which is going to be just as good.
Ah, that would be cool, because normally we had it with mayo, right? Aioli.
Yeah.
Or aioli or mayo, either way.
Yeah, so the patatas bravas is often served with a brava aioli, so it's kind of brava sauce combined with aioli, but we're going pure bravas tonight.
Okay, we'll see how it goes.
Okay, we have our oil from the stove. The garlic has already been removed, but it should be infusing a very nice flavor in there. So I'm gonna start with just a dash of red pepper flakes to add some heat. I like it a little spicy, my wife does not, so we're gonna meet in the middle and make it not very spicy. All right, now smoked paprika going in. We want a decent amount, about 2 teaspoons. That'll really give it a nice smoky flavor that patatas bravas is known for. Next, we're gonna hit it with some tomato paste, about a tablespoon. That looks good enough. Then I'm gonna stir it together. All right, now we're moving it back to the stove where we can continue to combine our sauce, keeping it on a low heat now. So next is the bit that I'm a little bit nervous about clumping with. We are gonna add cornstarch, and we're gonna make sure that we're stirring it so that it combines well. Although now comes the part that I'm truly nervous about. We're gonna be adding our stock to the boiling oil. This seems like a very bad idea. Ooh. We missed a little bit. We need to stir constantly until it's combined. Okay, disaster averted. Zero crisis, zero concern. The sauce is thickening up nicely, as you can see. Make sure to emulsify everything. Make sure it's all coming together. All right, looks like our sauce has not come quite together yet. We might have added a little bit too fast.
Trevor is also ready to fry his potato.
Getting there, just testing the oil temp. If you didn't know this trick, you can stick a wooden chopstick in the oil. And if it's bubbling, it's ready. You can see this is almost there, but not quite. Time for frying. Oyo.
The final touch for the potato. So this is the, it's like a jelly.
It is like a jelly. I don't think it should be like a jelly.
Do you wanna maybe stir it first?
Yeah.
Before it's all, I guess it's too much of the,
Cornstarch.
yeah. That's a big clump. Oh.
Yeah, we don't have the squeeze type. Right, now we're moving on to the chorizo. This one's pretty straightforward. Just onions in, garlic in, and I've even mixed in the garlic we used to flavor the patata brava sauce. So we have 2 different cook levels of garlic. The key ingredient in this, and it's going to be a lot of our seasoning, is our chorizo. So that goes in.
Okay, now we have everything here. What the latte is smelling is the chorizo with wine sauce, right?
With wine and honey sauce.
Oh, and the potato, my paella, as well as the sangria. Let's give it a try.
Alright, she's cheating. She already ate. But now we're gonna get my first reaction and her second reaction to the patatas bravas.
Okay.
That is the sauce. Ready? Cheers.
3, 2, 1.
Fabulous. You can't go wrong with fried potatoes, I gotta say.
That's true. I think the sauce is nice. Maybe we just next time need to make sure that it's not gelatin. Okay, next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That is too loud.
Got it. Great.
That was very good. Like the sound of the police.
So we also have the sangria. Let's try it. It smells very fruity.
That's nice. I didn't actually add any sugar. It's traditional to add some sugar, but I like it a little bit more dry. Plus the sweetness of the fruit really stands through anyway. So it's really good. Yeah.
Last but not least, the paella.
The pièce de la résistance.
Okay. Wow. Look at the crispy bottom. Little bit, but I think I may also add a lot of water to it, so. It's really good.
The chicken's still super tender, which you always worry about when something's cooked this long. The rice is nice and al dente. I like it a lot.
It's so good. It's gonna be my signature dish in the future. I'm really proud of it.
Absolutely.
So,
Cheers.
Yeah. It's a fun game night.
Yeah.
I think that will be all for today. We're gonna enjoy the food, watching some Netflix, and call it a night. It's a Friday night, so that's a great, I think, date night activity.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, catch you in the next one.
Bye. 行，好，好了。哎，你觉得这真的太他妈好吃了。